Well, tonight we're going to make chili. I know it's a little bit hot, it's summertime, it's 110 degrees here, but a couple of good things about making chili in the summer is if you have a crock pot, it's an awesome way to not heat up your kitchen. And I actually made it in a crock pot today. I'm going to show you how to also make it in a regular pan as well. If you're making it in a crock pot, the way to go is make it in the morning, turn it on, it's ready when you get home from work. Don't heat up your kitchen, or when you get home in the evening if you don't work. Doesn't heat up your kitchen, and it's just pretty awesome. So we're just going to quickly go through how you make it, and you're going to love it. So anyway, so the first thing that we need to do is, what I use stew meat. I don't use ground beef. I like stew meat better. You could buy it in the grocery store. It's cubed beef. I think it might be sirloin. I'm not sure what cut of meat it is, but it's a little more on the expensive side, but I just think it gives it a lot better flavor and texture than regular ground beef. So what I do is I buy the stew meat, which comes in pretty good sized cubes, and then I just quarter them up, because you just want bite-sized pieces. And even they'll look a little bit bigger than bite-sized pieces, but when they cook down, they're pretty much bite-sized pieces. So then what I do is I just roll those in flour, okay? Just a little bit of flour, roll them to coat the meat, okay? And then you're gonna cook it you're actually not gonna cook it, and then you're gonna brown it in a saucepan, okay? So you're gonna put it in a pan, you're gonna melt butter in that pan, and then you're just gonna brown your meat in there. So what happens with the flour on it, it just kind of is a little bit of a thickening agent, so it coats the meat. You don't want to cook it, you just want to brown it, and it coats the meat and keeps all the juices inside, and then when it goes in the chili, it helps to thicken up all the sauces that you're going to use. So this is what it looks like after it's browned. You don't want it really brown, but just on the outside, okay? So that's going to go in our pan, and I'm just going to start putting all these things in our pan. So I'm just going to use a big stock pan. I made a batch earlier with in a crock pot, and I didn't tape it. So anyway, so this is what we're doing now. We're just doing a retake. So I'm just going to throw that into my pan. So it's about 2 pounds of, or actually, it's about 1 pound of stew meat. And I'll put the recipe on the sidebar. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to use green pepper and onion and a clove of garlic. This is a bulb of garlic, okay? A clove is just one piece of it. So we'll take that, we'll put it in our little garlic press. This is kind of pretty nice. I think Xylus makes this, and you could buy them at kitchen stores, but it's just a no fuss, peels it, shreds it, puts it right in there. It's just pretty nice. You could use it for ginger as well. And then here's the peel, so you don't even have to touch it with your fingers, which is pretty sweet, okay? So put that in there. We're gonna use a green pepper. Sometimes with a green pepper, you would cut the top out and take the seeds out. We're not doing that. So the way I usually just cut up green peppers is, just cut the sides off it and leave all that inside right where it's at. So then you don't have to mess with all the membranes, all the seeds, or anything like that. And you're just getting exactly what you need, okay? So this is the whole piece that you're gonna throw away. We're gonna chop that up, and I'm gonna use a food chopper. And there's a couple of different thoughts. Either you can saute your onions and garlic and pepper with your meat, or you could just put it in, not cooked. I prefer it not cooked, because it's gonna cook with the chili for a long time anyway, and then it won't get all soggy. Okay, and then you wanna cut up your onion. And we're going to chop that up as well. And depending on how much onion you like, depends on how much is going to go in there. So if you only want to use a half onion or a little bit of onion, then only use that much. Use what you like, because if you use too much, it's too strong. So we'll cut that. And then we'll just use our food chopper. A lot of people ask me about this because it's just awesome and it works great. I don't sell it. The Pampered Chef sells it. Some other kitchen stores sell it. It's made by Xylus, and it just works great. So you can see how fast you could cut up all these vegetables, and you don't even have to use your knife. There you go. It's that fast. You could just cut up all your peppers and onions like that, and that's just going to go in the pan. This is very, very simple. I'm not kidding you. Simple. Okay? So you have your meat, you have your vegetables. We're going to use kidney beans. These are red kidney beans. Okay? So when you have your kidney beans, you're going to rinse them. So take them out of the can, put them in a colander, and rinse them with cold water. They are like really kind of slimy if you just take them right out of the can. And you don't want that in your chili. So here's our kidney beans. And it doesn't really matter if you want to use the dark ones or the light ones. I prefer the dark ones. I think they have a little bit more flavor. I don't know if that's a proven fact, so if I'm not correct, don't call me on it. I just think they taste a little bit better. And then we're going to use diced tomatoes. Now, diced tomatoes are just in a can. You probably, if you don't have them, if you have them fresh, then go for it. You probably want to seed your tomato and peel your tomato and cut up your tomato. A little bit of work, but well worth it if you have, you know, homegrown tomatoes. But diced tomatoes, they're just small bite-sized chunks, okay? So a couple cans of those. And you're going to keep those in the juice that's in the can because that's going to be a lot of the juice that's going to be in your chili. And so you have that in there. We're going to put a couple tablespoons of chili powder. This is just out of the container, and unlike my daughter, you don't measure over your pan, ever. Because if you put too much, it's going to be way too spicy, and you can always add, but you can't take away. That's my little motto, okay? So you have their chili powder in there, salt and pepper, okay? I like ground salt and pepper. We'll put some of that in there. And then a can of sauce. So if you make your own sauce, a cup of sauce, okay? Just a little, it just gives it a little bit more flavor. You're gonna mix those things together, and that's it. And you're gonna cook this for, I put it in the batch I made earlier, I put in the crock pot, and normally I would probably put that on in the morning and put it on low for the day. And it would be ready when, you know, I got home from work or dinner time. This I would put on low, and I probably would cook it for, I don't know, maybe 3 hours, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours. Just keep an eye on it, and it's just really tasty. So this is what it looks like. Different ways to serve it. Over rice. A lot of people back east serve it over elbow macaroni. Put a little bit of cheese on top, add a little bit of hot sauce, put it over tortilla chips, whatever turns you on. So we'll see you in a little bit.